Have you ever felt that the reality you live in is no longer like it used to be? Do you not feel that time is playing games with you? An hour passes like a minute, and a day stretches like a century. If you feel that nothing is in its place anymore, I must tell you that you have not gone mad. You are simply seeing. And what you are seeing is the most terrifying yet magnificent event in human history, happening right under our noses. In this audiobook podcast, I want to open a file that official systems have tried to ridicule or hide for years. We are talking about the year 2026, not as a number on a calendar, but as the edge of a precipice, a cliff from which half of humanity will fall and the other half will take flight. This is the story of an individual who did not speak with the dead, but spoke with something far beyond them, leaving a message for us that we are now on the verge of realizing. Believe it or not, the world is splitting in two, and you can slowly feel its tremors beneath your feet. In this book, we will uncover the cosmic codes of 2026 and the escape map from the Matrix. Stay with me. The Dark Secret of 2026, The Great Split and the Fall of the Matrix. Author, Vahid Zekavati. Copyright, VMZ Production. Section 1. Why 2026 is the end of our current reality. At this very moment that you hear my voice, you are walking on the edge of a razor that marks the border between two worlds which will be lifted forever in 2026. Have you ever asked yourself why, exactly in these recent years, all the structures of the world have begun to shake? Why economies are unstable, politicians seem confused, and nature is rebelling? The answer is not simple, but it is shocking. The reality we knew as normal life has reached its expiration date. The year 2026 is not a random date on the calendar. It is the convergence point of the most massive cosmic cycles that occur once every 26,000 years. We are entering a forbidden zone that quantum physicists call a singularity point, a place where the old laws of physics and society no longer work. Imagine living in a house where the foundation is rotten, but the landlord keeps painting the walls so you don't see the cracks. This is exactly what the media and the control system, the Matrix, are doing to you. They know that in 2026, a rare alignment of planets like Saturn and Neptune will tear the veil of illusion. Saturn, the lord of material reality, and Neptune, the lord of dreams and dissolution, will collide. The result? Anything built on lies, deception, and manipulation will be pulverized. You feel this pressure now, don't you? A pressure weighing on your chest, as if you are waiting for news you know nothing about. This is not anxiety. This is the sound of the cosmic eggshell cracking. Earth has decided to shed its skin, and this process is violent, fast, and ruthless. For those who are asleep, 2026 will resemble a horrific nightmare. Market crashes, the exposure of the dirty secrets of the powerful, and social chaos. But for you who are awake, this scene is not scary. It is like watching the demolition of a dilapidated building so that a skyscraper of light can be built in its place. The problem is that most people are clinging to the old rubble. They fear that if the current system falls, they will die. But the truth is, this system was designed to suck your soul. The Great Split means that the Earth is dividing vibrationally into two separate spheres.
This is not a metaphor. Metaphysical scientists warned that the frequency gap will become so wide that two people in the same room will experience two completely opposite realities. One sees hell and the other sees heaven. The Matrix is making its final efforts. Wars, viruses, fear of famine, all these are scripted scenarios to distract you from the main event. They want you to look down at the dirt and blood while the exit gate has opened in the sky of consciousness. If you fear, you become heavy, and the gravity of the old earth pulls you down. But if you understand that this collapse is actually the sound of your chains of slavery breaking, then you will laugh amidst the storm. 2026 is not the end of the world, it is the end of their world, the end of the world of control, usury, war, and slavery. We are transitioning from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius, an age where no lie remains hidden. The tremors you feel are birth pangs. You did not come here to die. You came to witness the greatest show of creation. So fasten your seatbelts, because the speed of this roller coaster will increase in the coming months. The only thing that keeps you safe is knowing the truth that you are the observer of this fall, not its victim.
Section 2. Are you one of the lost volunteers on Earth? You have always felt like a misfit in this world, haven't you? When you look at the night sky, you miss a home whose address you don't know. When you see human violence, you are not only scared, but surprised, as if this volume of cruelty is incomprehensible and alien to your soul. Let me tell you a secret you may have been waiting to hear all your life. You are probably not from here. In classified files extracted from deep hypnosis sessions, a shocking truth has been revealed. Millions of advanced souls, exactly in this time frame, volunteered to erase their memories and come to Earth. Why? Because Earth was in danger of destruction. After the world wars and atomic explosions, Earth screamed, and this scream was heard across the galaxy. You heard that scream. You were in the peace and tranquility of higher dimensions, where pain had no meaning, but you raised your hand and said, "I will go. I will go to save her." And now, here you are, trapped in a heavy body and in a world whose laws are savage. This feeling of being a stranger is not a disease, it is the sign of your authenticity. The Matrix system has tried its best to label you depressed, ADHD, isolated, dreamer. They give you medication so you forget, so you become numb. Because if you remember who you are, their game is over. Your mission here is not to fight with weapons or even political debate. That is the trap of the Matrix. Your mission is simply to carry the frequency. You act like a living antenna. When you enter a room, even if you don't speak a word, the energy there changes. You are energy transducers. You take the darkness and turn it into light. That is why you always feel extreme fatigue after being in crowded gatherings, because you have been subconsciously purifying the environment's energy. The volunteers came to Earth in 3 waves. The first wave is now older and did the hardest work, breaking the hard ice of tradition. The second wave, which might be you, are the antennas, those who generate energy just by being and usually live alone. And the third wave are the new children born with activated DNA. But the great danger is this: many volunteers have gotten caught in the trap of karma. You came to help, but got involved in emotional games, grudges, and earthly anger.
This has made you forget that you are a traveler. The danger of 2026 is that if you don't wake up and get involved in earthly dramas again, you may not be able to join the Earth shift and will be forced to continue repetitive cycles of reincarnation. But the good news is that the very fact you are hearing this voice now means your wake-up call has rung. That hidden sadness in your heart is not sadness, it is homesickness for higher dimensions. Turn it into fuel. Know that you are not alone. Millions of people like you, right at this moment, are waking up. You are a silent army of light. It is time to take off the armor of victimhood and put on your robe of mastery. You were chosen for this time. You are stronger than you think.
Section 3. Physical Signs of Carbon to Crystal Conversion. Do you think you have fallen ill? Doctors say you are healthy, but your body is screaming. You wake up tired in the morning, as if you moved trucks all night. Your ears ring, a buzz that doesn't stop. You have sudden heart palpitations that take your breath away, and joint pains that rotate through the body. Let me put your mind at ease. These are not symptoms of illness. These are symptoms of mutation. The human body has been based on the element carbon for thousands of years, a heavy and dense structure. But to enter the new Earth in 2026, the carbon body cannot pass. The frequency of the new Earth is extremely high, and carbon burns in that frequency. Therefore, your body is performing a biological alchemy, converting from a carbon base to a crystal, silica base. Crystal has the ability to hold much more light and information. This process is like trying to change the wiring of an old house to fiber optics without cutting off the electricity. It is natural for the system to go into shock. Your severe headaches are due to the activity of the pineal and pituitary glands, which are secreting new hormones for awakening. The pain in the back of your neck and shoulders is where your energy wings are growing. Vision changes, blurry vision, or seeing sparks of light are signs of your third eye adjusting. Your digestive system is messed up because it can no longer digest dead, processed foods with low vibration. Your body is screaming, "Give me light food, give me light." The most dangerous thing you can do is suppress these symptoms with handfuls of chemical drugs. These drugs cut off the change signals and stop the crystallization process. Instead of fear, talk to your body. Say, "I know you are changing, and I am with you." Rest, sleep more than ever, because most of these quantum surgeries are performed during sleep. Drink plenty of water, as water conducts electricity and helps the flow of light codes in the body. Contact with soil, grounding, is vital. Put your feet on the ground to discharge excess electricity. This era is temporary. Soon, when your body gets used to the new crystal structure, you will feel a sense of energy and lightness that does not fit into your imagination. Aging reverses, diseases disappear, and you will have a body worthy of a creator. This pain is the pain of birth. You are birthing your immortal self. So be patient and trust the intelligence of your body. It knows exactly what it is doing. Section 4. The Great Split. How people fade from your life. This may be the most painful part of the story, but you must face it. Have you noticed how hard it has become to talk to some old friends, colleagues, or even family members recently? It's as if you are speaking Persian and they are speaking Chinese. Your words don't reach them. Their stares are empty. Small arguments turn into big fights, and suddenly they leave. Either through a simple sulk, migration, or even sudden death. This is not a coincidence. This is the law of frequency separation in action. Imagine two trains moving on two parallel tracks at speed. Until yesterday, these two tracks were side by side, and you could shake hands with passengers on the adjacent train through the window. But now, the tracks have reached a fork. One train, New Earth, is going up, and the other train, Old Earth, is going down. The closer we get to 2026, the greater the distance between these two trains becomes. You can no longer reach out and hold someone who is on the other train. If you try to hold them, your own arm will be ripped off. This is the law of physics. Those whose vibration is locked in fear, hatred, judgment, and materialism cannot breathe in your space, which is full of light and consciousness. Your presence bothers them. Your light reveals their darkness, and this makes them angry, so they attack you without reason or run away from you. This is their defense mechanism. Is it sad? Yes, but it is necessary. You cannot pass through the needle's eye with heavy suitcases, and sometimes these suitcases are people. Dolores Cannon's clients repeatedly said, "You cannot wake anyone up by force. Every soul has the right to choose its own path of evolution, even if that path is the experience of pain and suffering on the old earth. You must respect their choice and let them go." This letting go does not mean lack of love, but the peak of love, love without attachment. And do not fear, their empty place will not be filled with a void. As soon as your energy space clears, new people will enter, your soul tribe. People whom when you see them, you feel you have known for 1,000 years. They are on your frequency. They charge you, not drain you. You are doing a cosmic house cleaning, so if your phone doesn't ring, don't worry. The universe is updating your contact list. Trust this silence. This is the calm before magnificent meetings. Let them go to make room for those who truly belong to your future.
Section 5. Quantum Physics and the Truth of the Fifth Dimension. Let's break a misconception right now. The fifth dimension, 5D, is not a geographical location where you board a spaceship and go. The fifth dimension is a radio station, and you are the receiver. Until today, your radio dial was locked on the third dimension 3D station, a station that only broadcast news of fear, lack, competition, and death. But now you have learned to turn the dial, and suddenly the music changes. What does station 5D broadcast? Unconditional love, abundance, instant health, and unity. Here is the strange and magical point of quantum physics. You can be sitting in the same old house, on the same chair, but be in the fifth dimension, while your spouse in the same room is in the third dimension. You are in one physical location, but in two different realities. He hears news of war and trembles. You feel peace and smile. In 2026, this frequency difference reaches its peak. Quantum physics tells us that the observer creates reality. In the fifth dimension, the time lag between thought and manifestation reaches zero. In the old world, you thought, "I want money," and had to work hard and wait. In the new world, you feel wealthy, and the universe immediately arranges the conditions for it. This is a dangerous power if your mind is uncontrolled. Imagine if you fear. What happens? You immediately create monsters. That is why you are under so much pressure now. The universe is forcing you to become a master of the mind before handing you the key to absolute power. In the fifth dimension, telepathy is natural. Lying becomes impossible because everyone reads each other's intentions. Control systems, banks, borders, these do not exist in the fifth dimension because they are tools of fear. You are entering a world where the common currency is energy. If you have the energy of love, you have everything. If you don't, you have nothing, even if you have billions of dollars in banknotes. The Matrix tries to make this knowledge look ridiculous because it knows that if you understand that you can build reality with your mind, you will no longer be their slave. You are becoming God-like beings who forgot who they were. Practice, right now. Close your eyes and feel that you have everything. That peace that sits in your heart, that is the scent of the fifth dimension. Hold it, breathe it. You are already there. You just need to align your belief with it.
Section 6. How the Matrix feeds on your fear. Have you ever wondered why the news is always bad? Why movies are full of violence and the end of the world? Why, when you are happy, a sudden meaningless worry comes to you? These are not coincidences. You live in an energy farm, and unfortunately, in this old scenario, you are the crop. The entities and intelligences that run the matrix, archons or controllers, cannot feed on light. Their food is low frequency, fear, anger, lust, sadness, and pain. They call this energy louche. Every time you sit in front of the TV and are terrified by scenes of war, you are providing their dinner banquet. Every time you fight with a taxi driver, you are charging them. The year 2026 is like a great famine for them because humans are waking up and turning off the tap of fear energy. When you no longer fear, they starve. That is why in these days the volume of negative news and horrific scenarios has increased tenfold. They are desperately trying to squeeze the last drops of fear out of you. They invent new diseases, nuclear threats, and economic crises just to lower your vibration. If your vibration drops, you become heavy and cannot pass through the split of 2026. You remain in their trap. But the great secret to defeating the matrix is not fighting it. If you fight the matrix, you get angry, and anger is also their food. What is the solution? Inattention. Yes, as simple and as difficult as that. Imagine a monster in the room that is only seen when you look at it. If you turn your face away and look at the flowers on the carpet, the monster disappears. Your power is in your attention. Your attention is like the Creator's laser. Whatever it shines on, it brings to life. Turn off the TV, block news channels, exit futile arguments. When you cut off the matrix's food supply, its structure collapses in your personal reality. You suddenly see that you are living in a safe bubble. Outside is a storm, but in your world, the sun is shining. This is not magic. This is the law of resonance. You are no longer on their menu. You have been liberated. And this is the greatest revenge against a system that has milked you for thousands of years. Just be happy.
Your joy is their poison. Dance, laugh, and love. These are weapons of mass destruction against darkness.
Section 7. The Role of Schumann Resonance in Earth's Transformation. The Earth's heart beats, and the scientific name for this beat is Schumann resonance. For centuries, this beat was set at a constant number of 7.83 hertz, a frequency that aligns with the human brain's alpha state and relaxation. But in the last few years, something strange has happened. This frequency has suddenly spiked 15, 30, 50, and even above 100 hertz. Does this mean the Earth is running a high fever? No, the Earth is waking up and raising her vibration. But what does this have to do with you? Your brain and nervous system naturally try to synchronize themselves with the Earth's frequency, entrainment phenomenon. When the Earth vibrates at 100 hertz, but your brain is locked on old habits and 7 hertz fears, what happens? Friction, sparks, burnout. The reason you feel time is passing at the speed of light is this. Time moves faster and compresses in higher frequencies. 24 hours is not really 24 hours anymore. You don't get your work done. Your memory doesn't help. You feel dizzy and foggy, as if suspended between earth and sky. These are the effects of your brain's subconscious attempt to reach the new Schumann frequency. Those who resist, those clinging to old grudges, materialism, and ego are crushed under this frequency pressure. Sudden strokes, instant insanity, and nervous breakdowns seen in society are the result of this mismatch. But what is the solution? You must become light. You must tune yourself like a radio wave to the earth. The best way is nature. When you go to the forest or sit by the sea, your energy aura automatically syncs with the Schumann resonance. Meditation is no longer a hobby, it is a necessity for survival. You need to turn off the mind for a few minutes daily so the nervous system can calibrate itself. If you go with this wave, instead of being crushed, you ride it. Suddenly you see how fast you learn, how creative you have become, and how strong your intuition is. This massive energy is not for your destruction, but for your upgrade. Like updating a phone's operating system. If the phone is old, it freezes, but if you have prepared your hardware, body and mind, amazing capabilities unlock. Earth is pushing you. Do not resist. Swim with the current and let this roaring river take you to the ocean of consciousness. Section 8. The Illusion of Linear Time and the Return to the Now. One of the Matrix's biggest lies is the concept of linear time, past, present, future. It is not a straight line. All mystics and now quantum physicists say time is an illusion. Everything happens in an eternal now. But the Matrix has conditioned your mind to always live in the past, regret and remorse, or the future, fear and worry. Why? Because in the now you are powerful, but in the past and future you waste your energy. On the verge of 2026, the structure of linear time is collapsing. That is why your short-term memory has weakened. You forget where you put the keys or what you had for lunch yesterday. Don't be afraid, you haven't gotten Alzheimer's. Your mind is exiting the linear mode and learning to process in the moment. In the fifth dimension, you don't think about the past because you have cleared its emotional burden. You don't think about the future because you trust that everything will go perfectly. You just are. This state of being is the key to entering the new earth. When you are fully present in the present moment, the matrix cannot touch you. Fear needs the future to survive. What if?
Sadness needs the past. I wish it hadn't happened. When you remove these two, what remains? Pure peace, silence, presence. The practice of returning to the now is your hardest and most important exercise. Every time your mind takes you to bitter memories, say, I am here now. Every time you worry about next year's inflation, say, I am here now and I am fine. By doing this, you pull your energy out of dead timelines and gather it in your center of power. This causes your body to start repairing, aging to stop, and strange luck to turn towards you. You become a magnet. In 2026, those who have learned to live in the now will feel no turbulence. They sit in the eye of the storm, where the wind does not blow. They are the calm spectators of change. So take your watch off your wrist, throw away the calendar. The only time that exists is this breath you are taking right now. And in this breath, you are eternal.
Section 9. Connecting with the collective subconscious and receiving messages. Are you having strange and very lucid dreams recently? Dreams that seem more real than being awake? Or seeing repeating numbers like 1111, 2222 constantly on clocks and car license plates? These are not coincidences. These are notifications from the universe to you. The wall between the conscious self, everyday mind, and the subconscious, the wise soul, is thinning. Until now, you needed a mediator to access divine knowledge, but now the direct line is connected. Your subconscious, which is connected to the information network of the entire cosmos, is trying to contact you. The messages are simple but vital. For example, suddenly a feeling tells you, don't go down this path, or don't call that person. Your logical reason says, why? These are superstitions. But in the transition era to 2026, logic is blind and intuition is sighted. Those who listen to the quiet voice within are saved from dangers miraculously. This is the internal GPS activated to guide you through chaos. The matrix produces a lot of noise so you don't hear this quiet voice. They distract you with TikTok and news. But if you sit in silence for just 10 minutes a day, you will hear the voice of your spirit guides. You are not left alone. Support teams in other dimensions, angels, and your higher self are monitoring you moment by moment. They are waiting for you to ask for help. The cosmic law is, we cannot intervene unless you ask, law of free will. So ask. Before sleeping, say, I am ready to receive guidance. Show me what the next step is. And trust the first thought that comes to your mind in the morning. You are becoming a multidimensional being who walks on earth and takes orders from the sky simultaneously. This connection gives you a sense of security and authority. You no longer need to ask anyone what will happen. You know it yourself. The answers are no longer on Google. The answers are downloaded in your heart. Trust this internal library. You are wiser than you remember. Section 10. Final preparation for the day of separation. We have reached the end of the line. The doors of the cosmic elevator are closing. Do you hear the warning sound? Not a warning of danger, but a warning of movement. We are going up, but there is a law of physics. To go up, you must be light. If your pockets are full of stones, gravity will knock you down. What are these stones? Grudges you've held for 10 years, regrets that keep you awake at night, judgments you have about others, attachment to house, car, money, and status.
At the gate of 2026, none of these pass through. The eye of the needle is narrow, and only the naked soul passes through it. You must start forgiving today, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve freedom. Every grudge is like a thick, invisible rope tying you to the leg of someone in the old earth. When the earthquake of change starts, if you are tied to them, you fall with them. Pick up the scissors, forgive and let go. Say, I cut all toxic energy cords. You will feel 100 kilos lifted off your shoulders. This lightness is the condition for flight. Final preparation is not physical. You don't need to stockpile canned food and guns. Final preparation is vibrational. The key question is, am I in love or in fear? In the final moment, when systems shut down and temporary darkness comes, can you keep the light of your heart on? Can you smile instead of panicking and say, I knew this moment was coming and I am ready? The new earth is not on the other side of a wall of fire. It is on the other side of your own wall of fear. You are the heroes of this story. You are the ones future generations will tell legends about, those who turned into suns in the darkest night of earth. Do not fear. Open your arms. You lose nothing but your chains. Go forward. Take a step. You have passed through the gate. Welcome home.
Conclusion. Dear listener, traveler of light and awake companion, we have reached the end of this book, but this is not the end of the story, but merely the starting point of your personal journey. What you heard in these chapters was not storytelling or conspiracy theory. It was a roadmap that your soul signed before birth to reach you at this specific moment. There is no coincidence that you are hearing these words now, at this point in history, and with this level of consciousness. You have been summoned. Let's review once more where we stand. The year 2026 is a cosmic turning point, a major crossroads determining humanity's path for thousands of years. We understood that the Great Split is not a terrifying physical event where the earth is sawed in half, but a massive rupture in perception and frequency. Two worlds are forming, a world based on fear, control, lack, and slavery, 3D matrix, which is collapsing and self-destructing, and a world based on love, consciousness, unity, and creation, 5D new earth, which is rising. You learned that your body pains, your inexplicable fatigue, and your feeling of estrangement are all proud signs of a soldier being upgraded. Your body is turning into light. You understood that if people leave your life, you should not be sad, but celebrate that the universe is pruning dry branches so that new, compatible buds can grow. We revealed the great secret of the Matrix. They need your fear energy, and by not fearing and ignoring, you starve and defeat them. But the most important lesson was that power is not outside. No politician, no spaceship, and no external savior is going to save you. The savior is in the mirror. The savior is that silence between your two thoughts. The savior is that moment you decide to forgive even though you are right. The savior is that moment you turn off the TV and listen to the birds. You are the creator of your reality. Now that you have this knowledge, you also have a responsibility. You cannot pretend you don't know. You can no longer be a victim. You are a volunteer. Remember?
You raised your hand. You said, "I will go to light a candle in the darkest place." Now is the time to keep your promise. You might wake up tomorrow morning and see the world news has gotten darker. You might see prices rise, wars flare up, and people panicked. In that moment, your test begins. Will you scream and tremble like the rest, or will you stand like a mountain, take a deep breath, and inject the vibration of peace into the earth? Close your eyes and imagine. Imagine it is the year 2027. The storm is over. The air is clean and clear. A pleasant silence covers the city. You see people smiling, wearing no masks, not running. Everything is calm. You feel light. Your body doesn't hurt. Your mind is clear. You look back at the years 2024, 2025, and 2026 and smile. You passed through the fire and did not burn. You turned into gold. This is your certain future if you choose today to sit on the train of love. Let these words be engraved in the depth of your subconscious. I am safe. I am guided. I am eternal. Nothing in this material world can harm the truth of your soul. Death is only waking up from a dream. Change is only opening a new door. Do not fear the unknown, for you are the unknown discovering itself. From today on, take every sign seriously. Say to the ringing in your ears, "Welcome, new frequency." Say to your heart palpitations, "Open up, O love." Say to those who leave, "Goodbye and thank you for your lessons." And say to yourself in the mirror, "I remembered." This audiobook ends, but my voice will remain in your mind until the moment you pass through the curtain. We, the family of light, are waiting for you on the other side of the curtain. Reach out your hand. Distance is just a belief. The bridge is built. Take the step. With love, with light, and with power. The end.
Answers to 20 frequently asked questions. Is 2026 really the end of the world? No, it is the end of old systems and the beginning of a new era, not the physical destruction of the planet. Why do I have constant fatigue that sleep doesn't resolve? Your body is consuming high energy to change its DNA and cellular structure. Will I see my family in the new Earth? If their soul vibration aligns with yours, yes. Otherwise, everyone lives in their own reality. What is the ringing in the ears a sign of? Hearing the sound of Earth's changing frequency and the brain downloading light information packets. How do I raise my frequency? Through gratitude, being in nature, meditation, healthy food, and avoiding drama and fear. Are current wars part of this process? Yes, this chaos is the Matrix's last attempt to maintain control and drain collective karma. Where is the fifth dimension? The fifth dimension is not a place, it is a state of consciousness and feeling, frequency, accessible right here. What is Dolores Cannon's role in this? She was the discoverer and main messenger of the New Earth and volunteers phenomenon through hypnosis. Should we worry about money and food? Rational preparation is good, but attachment to it is not. In the New Earth, the law of attraction resolves needs instantly. Why is time passing so fast? Because Earth's pulse, the Schumann resonance, is beating faster, and the illusion of linear time is fading. Who are the volunteers? Pure souls who had no earthly karma and came to Earth solely to assist the ascension process. What is the sign of awakening? Questioning everything, feeling separated from society,
sensitivity to food and sound, and a longing for truth. Does the physical Earth split in two? Quantumly and perceptually, yes, two parallel realities form where inhabitants do not perceive each other. What to do with physical pains? Accept them as a healing process. Do not resist. Drink plenty of water and rest. Do animals go to the new Earth? Yes, animals naturally vibrate at a high frequency because they have no ego, so they cross over. What is the matrix? An invisible network of beliefs, media, and control structures that keeps the human mind limited and fearful. When is the split complete? Predictions consider 2026 as the peak and point of no return for this process. Is telepathy real? Yes, the primary language of the new human is telepathy, which returns with DNA activation. How do I know which train I am on? Look at your feelings. If you are mostly in peace and hope, you are on the right train. If you are in terror, you need to change. Is there a way back? No, evolution does not go backward. Once you wake up, you cannot pretend to be asleep.